And we should be live. Let me go ahead and check. My God. Okay. Sorry. Alright, we are in fact live. Awesome. Alright, hello everyone. Ace here. Welcome to the live stream. I'm joined today with returning guest, Doctor Kalkyl.
Moshi mosh.
Welcome, Doctor Kalkyl. And today we are back with some more High Republic adventures. And I'm already noticing issues with the front cover, with the artwork, which is impressive.
He's not got any eyes.
Yeah, this dude does not have any eyes. You know, the front cover, which is supposed to have the best artwork. And the sad part is, this is still probably false advertising in comparison to how the artwork actually looks inside. Oh, and on that subject, let's see if there's any other issues. The eyes here are a little on the left-hand side, on the kid that's upside down, are kind of off if you compare the two of them.
Yep.
I actually would have to say the same for buckets of blood on the bottom here as well, now looking at him.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's 3 problems right there with the artwork, and we haven't even started. This is the front cover.
And I also ask what's wrong with the alien on the left with a, like, weird head thing, but that also has human ears? Like, what are the other things for?
A very good question, which I don't think will ever be answered. It doesn't help, but yeah. So make that 4 issues!
Probably spend a lot more time on the details, but let's not.
Wait a second. Let's see. I think I found another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, there is actually. The fingers do still look awful on this kid there, especially on the left hand, and it looks like one of the fingers is almost just completely not there at all. But anyways, let's get away from the front cover, because the more I see it, the worse it gets.
It's a cognito hazard.
And let's see here. We have High Republic Adventures, Iriadu Games, written by Daniel Jose Older. Pencil. Let's see how many people had to read the plot of this comic book before it went out to the general public. So you have Daniel Jose Older, the writer, Comic Crafts, Tyler Smith and Jimmy Betancourt. So that's 3 people there. You've got the editor, 2 assistant, so 4, 5, 6. Then you have Lucasfilm senior editor 7, associate editor 8. And then we go for the story group, so 9, 10, 11. So at bare minimum, 11 people had to read the plot of this comic book before it went out to the general public.
We should ask bro not to cook.
We should. So we have here the timeline. So yeah, this is the High Republic era. Alright. And now we go to this one. Star Wars The High Republic, Daughters of No World. After a heroic rescue mission for Zala Tarabal, buckets of blood, and the other prisoners of the Corvix Vorn are free. Leaving behind the wreckage of the Warden's detention ship, the Republic forces return to their headquarters on Eridu to enjoy some much-needed relaxation and prepare for the gathering storm ahead. Daughters of No World. It seems like... So basically a planet full of daddy issues is what you're telling me. That might explain a few things here, but I don't think it's going to explain all of them. Then again, Daniel Jose Older seems like the kind of guy who would have daddy issues.
I'm sorry you went.
It's a joke. Anyways. My name is Lula Talasola, and even though I'm only 18, I've already lived so many different lives, been so many different people. Orphan? I don't remember many of them. Youngling? Mostly I know because people who love me, who were there, have told me about them. Padawan, the memories rise scattered. Nobody. Warrior. Oh, okay, so look at some of this artwork. Holy hell, what is wrong with her face in that middle right panel?
I have stared into the abyss, and it has stared back.
Yes. And also about the youngling thing. Don't younglings use training lightsabers?
Yes, and those are definitely not that.
Yeah, I noticed. Granted, training lightsabers are basically just actual regular lightsabers with a safety switch. But
Kind of. I mean, they're, lower power.
well, they are lower power, but you can switch the power back up. At least in the original lore, you could.
I'm not sure if that works with how the lore works now.
I know they changed the lore a little bit now, but even then, these are not training lightsabers.
No.
Wait, my mistake. It was, I forget what it was exactly, but yeah, training lightsabers in the old lore still technically were full powered, but something that kept them from actually doing damage. There was some sort of, they had something to them that, but you could still deactivate that and convert them into regular lightsabers, which has been done from time to time, but I'll have to look at the lore again because that's one of those things that's, well, kind of technically specific.
Yo, why she only got 3 fingers in that panel, by the way? On each hand.
Yeah.
And on.
Uh-huh. Warrior. You know, the time she was a warlord who sent a bunch of pacifists to guard her and sent them to their slaughter as part of a big scheme.
Morals!
Once the woman I love found me again, the one thing I still knew was that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. All the other parts of my life that I learned about, they felt like they belonged to someone else. Everyone told me it was a big decision to leave the Jedi Order, but it didn't feel like a decision. It just felt true.
Just like, at 18 years old, you've already made up your mind about that, huh? Alright, that's gonna work out right for you, I promise.
The pain is already starting. Fortunately, my former master, Kantem C, understood better than anyone. He told me about having left the Order themselves. They told me about having left the Order once. They told me about having left the Order themselves once, although less permanently. I know no matter what, they'll always be a mentor to me. Well, there we go. My best friends Farzala and Court understood too, although that took a little more work. And I get it. All they'd ever known me to be was Jedi. My whole life, it's a big change to them. But even with all of that, in many ways, I'm still a stranger to myself. And that's because of one thing. The Nihil. These raiders have been sowing fear and destruction across the galaxy for over 2 years now. There were 2 places I called home before I lost my memories. The Starhopper Academic Cruiser and Starlight Beacon. The Nihil destroyed Starlight, taking hundreds of lives, and the Starhopper vanished with it. They killed so many, held my friends as prisoners for over a year, and now they've taken over countless systems to plunder and destroy. They're Stormwall, blocking out the rest of the galaxy so they can rule with impunity. I've been lost for so long. I'm back now, though. And I will never stop fighting.
It's a really great idea that once you control an area, you start destroying it. That's great government.
To be fair,
progressive policy right here.
Yes. They'd probably call it decolonization or something stupid like that.
Beep.
And also, why is she leaving the Jedi to fight the Nihil?
Because why aren't the Jedi fighting them? I don't know, because I've not been reading this, because why would I subject myself to that?
I know. Okay, to answer the question, they never explained why she left and is choosing to still fight the Nihil.
Because as we all know, being disorganized and operating without any support makes you better.
Sun Tzu said, abandon your logistics so you can move faster.
Big brain, galaxy brain move.
But whatever happens next... you want to voice this line here?
Oi, Lula.
Republic Outpost, Bree Frang City, Iridu. I'm committed to being right here in the present with my loved ones.
Very Jedi. I'm just kidding, we obviously left the realm of the Jedi a long time ago. Anyways, are we gonna clean the floor with the blue team, or are we gonna stand around thinking about stuff all day?
I love how this comic is making fun of its own shitty writing taking forever. We're already 8 pages into this comic, and it has just been her monologuing the entire time.
Recap for you that don't read this comic, which is everyone.
I guess that's a way to double the amount of comics you can make. Just put half of, make half of each issue a recap of everything that's happened up to that point. I guess
that worked great.
It might also be Kevin Scott's brilliant idea to pad out the amount of plot he has to actually write. Because if half of it is just recycling, then hey, he doesn't have to write as much. Which means he gets to be even lazier.
It's also eco-friendly. Wait, no, that's not how that works.
Living every moment of my life to the fullest. Well, Severin, I'm gonna clean the floor with the blue team. That made me cringe a little bit. Just repeat what the other dude said and say it louder somehow makes it epic. No, that's not how that works.
Reminds me of that one Key and Peele sketch. We all know the one.
So a page with nothing at, where there's no dialogue, and I will say this, the artwork is at least giving the front cover a run for its money, but that's not actually a case of the front cover being good. It's a case of this writing being bad. Or this artwork, I mean.
Yes.
Although, now that I'm looking at it, I'm starting to see more problems once I start looking at it. Like, the green alien in the middle there, the eyes are off again.
Actually, that one's fine. That's just the species, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but the light reflections are a little off.
Oh, wait, no, you mean the little pig boy. No?
No, I'm talking
about... you mean fuck, I don't remember their names, but the dreadlocks guy, the Kit Fisto dude. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, lighting needs to come from a consistent direction, artist. I
mean, I can kind of see how that would happen. It's not great, but I mean,
it kind of looks a little silly.
It does.
The two characters on the far back in the background there are kind of not well drawn, but they're better drawn than what I expect typically from... And speaking of, let's go to the next page. We'll get to see some more bad artwork. What the fuck is that face?
Yeah, I was looking at that before and I thought the same thing. What the hell is that?
That looks like a meme image of some sort. I'm trying to think of where I've seen what image the artist decided to, rip off today. But I can swear I've seen that face before somewhere.
Me approaching the civilian settlement with malicious intent.
Yeah. That sounds like another day for the High Republic Jedi.
Yippee!
Is it weird losing to the woman of your dreams, Zine? How should I know? It's a tied game. Not anymore. Alright, so here's one for you. Some more case of what the hell is this artwork. More cases of you can't even see characters' faces because they didn't draw them.
They could at least have given Kit Fisto-looking dude a fucking mouth. Like, that poor man can't speak.
I know. Wow, even for having amnesia for a year didn't make you forget how competitive you are, huh? Never. In fact...
Do I do that voice?
Yeah, you can go ahead and voice it.
Zine, Lula, Jedi! Come quickly. There's an urgent message from the Council.
Why would the Jedi let Zine and Lula come to this meeting when there could be secret information being passed around? Information that the Jedi Order might not necessarily want to be passed around.
I mean, just because you leave the organization doesn't mean you leave the organization. Like, come on, haven't you quit a job and they kept giving you info? Actually, that kind of happens to me, but not for whatever.
Disturbing news I bring. The storm wall has expanded. I love how the character saying "oh no" is saying it with a smile.
Oh no! Mm.
So is Buckets of Blood now that I'm looking at it.
Maybe that's because he knows that he can now obtain more buckets of blood.
Let's see if there's any other characters doing smiles while this bad news. Yep, there's the one little green alien on the bottom there that's kind of got a smile.
I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But definitely this girl here in the middle right and Buckets of Blood are both sporting smiles at the news that the storm wall has expanded. Oh no!
What? Now?
The Republic base on Iradu now lies right at the edge of the Nihil occupied occlusion zone.
I don't know who's saying that.
I'll let you voice whoever you want.
That means at any moment the storm wall will swallow us up.
Stars. What the fuck is wrong with his eyes?
I have a bad case of... Actually, holy crap, everyone has a... They all kind of have a bad case of lazy eye in this panel. What the fuck?
This dude does not see...
Really bad. Her there in the middle, pretty bad.
Yeah.
Kind of bad. The Togruta, a little bad. That one purple thing, not clear.
The Republic and Jedi Council will assist with all evacuation plans and bolstering of defenses as needed. May the Force be with you. Wait, what's that ship? It's the Starhopper!
Oh, conveniently returning after, no time! We just mentioned it, at the start. Wow! Foreshadowing, guys! That's how you do that! That's how we do it! As we do this, it's right, it's good!
Nico40K says, we'll watch this stream when I'm off work. Has this issue gotten cancerous yet? Yes.
Yes. Gotten cancerous, as if it wasn't cancerous to start with, because, the front cover.
Yeah, even the front cover had some bad artwork on it. Galactic Database, the Occlusion Zone, Republic Space. The Occlusion Zone. In response to the Republic's failed attempt to assault the Occlusion Zone, the Eye of the Nihil Marchion Row ordered the storm wall to be moved to several systems deeper into Republic space, bringing it right to the edge of Iradu.
Something that I fucking hate I create languages. You don't. But I pretend that I create languages for my settings is when they use apostrophes and Q's and C's and everything without any form of actual plan. They just do it because it looks cool, and other real languages do it. That means we can do it, even though they have no clue whatsoever why those symbols are there at all.
Yep.
No clue.
Also, since we're on the subject, remember when one of the last times we had a look at one of these maps, they had a lull sector? Where is the lull sector? Because it used to be in here in the occlusion zone somewhere, but they don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Me very sad that there is no more lull sector. Oh, no. Sorry, let's continue.
We should get out of here.
Or scramble vectors. You want to voice the dude there, the next dude?
You already did, you.
Oh. I did?
Yeah.
Okay. No, if they meant to attack, they would have shown up with a larger fleet.
Agreed. This is something different.
I believe that's your line still.
Psychological warfare.
I'll tell you what's psychological warfare. This fucking panel in the middle here. My God.
We're on a schedule here. Yeah, well, maybe, just maybe, if you're on a schedule, don't draw like random details in the background and instead focus on the characters. You know, like a sensible human being.
You can tell that they ran out of time to draw this about a fifth of the way through, because this part here is done, but not the characters, not the stuff. You can even see where they stopped drawing the edges of the plants because they just ran completely out of fucking time. And look at the quality of the character design, or lack thereof. Holy shit.
This is genuinely close to how some of my like fever hallucinations look. Like if there weren't any colors, this is exactly how my hallucinations look when I have a fever.
Lula, where are you going? Out of this fucking panel to avoid the horrors that we have seen.
Man-made horrors beyond our comprehension.
You told me the Republic has been trying to get their hands on the Nihil Path engine to get across the storm wall. Well, there's one out there right now, waiting for us. And it belongs to us, so let's go get it. With 2 people. Let's see if their friends at least follow along, or... You can also see the panel on the bottom left there. They ran out of time to do the artwork properly. At least it's 3/4 of the way complete. But yeah. Okay, let's continue. Hey, don't think you're gonna have the fun with Hey, don't think you're gonna have all the fun without us.
The Starhopper was our home too.
And don't think you're going to leave your favorite Chaos droid behind when there's a possibility of carnage and mayhem.
Ooh, super wacky millennial writing. Ooh.
Remember, the High Republic Adventures comic series began with civilians referring to Jedi as agents of chaos. Now we have a Chaos droid here, and one of the Jedis is Jedi Master Buckets of Blood.
Well, you gotta be consistent with your lore inconsistencies.
All I'm gonna say is milk for the cornflakes.
Nom nom nom.
Well, away we go then. Can't even draw the backgrounds on these because they just completely ran out of time.
To be honest, it's not the background that's the problem. It's the fact that they choose to sometimes draw details in the background, sometimes not. But then also not draw the characters, which is the important part of the fucking comic. You know, the people who the story pertains to.
Yeah.
No, we didn't put effort into that. No, we need to put effort into random background details and then leave the rest of the background basically unfinished, basically nothing. Can't you at least just leave most of the background very undetailed and have the characters look good? But no. It's just inconsistent.
Yes.
I see them, Snord. I knew these Jedi were reckless, but I didn't realize they had a death wish.
You want to voice her?
Alright, sure. Warden! Remember, we're on an academic cruiser, and even though the weapons system has been upgraded, this was never meant to go into battle. Just taunt the... I am aware, Drigget. Thank you. But if the Jedi want to walk straight into the jaws of a fiery doom, who am I to deny them? Now blow them out of the sky.
Hang on tight. Does this thing...
This guy. I like this freaky-looking fellow. He's a total abomination, like every other character in this comic. But at least he's a total abomination who should be a total abomination. So I like him.
Yep.
He's also trying to kill our protagonists, which is a good thing.
Yep. I approve. This guy is so far one of the best characters of this entire comic book. Does this thing have shields? No, but we do.
That's not how that works!
It really isn't. Also, I'm pretty sure this dude's probably still going to get hit by at least a few of these, judging by the sheer volume of them.
Warden! If they get on board, we'll destroy them, I said! What's wrong with you, pig?
Snark, screech! Snark, ark, ark. It's almost like old times. Is it? How romantic!
I wish.
How romantic getting shot at in the middle of a firefight. Except even better, because we can actually admit our feelings for each other.
And your apparent lust for blood, which, that's healthy. That's normal. Damn, wait, hold on, this... Oh, how progressive.
Oh, wait, is this why she left the Order, so she could have a romance? And the Jedi see... Okay, this completely undermines the whole point of that plot, though. Because if they're sitting there right with the Jedi, and shooting the shit with the Jedi Order, and taking orders, or getting information from the Jedi Order, while having this romance... That suggests that the Jedi don't actually care about the romance at all, which means that she didn't have to leave the Order to do it, if we're going to go by...
Reasonable.
Now, granted, I know that this is an attempt to try to appeal to the old lore of not having attachments. But again, if this worked like the old lore, then no, they would not be there with the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
The Jedi would actively be viewing them with suspicion.
Because
they could very easily turn to the dark side if something just so happened to happen to one or the other of these characters. It's almost like there's a reason why the Jedi Order got pissed off, or the Jedi Order didn't like the idea of Anakin having attachment to his mom, or later to Padme.
I want to quote you something. Are you ready?
What?
Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Do you know what this is?
That's the Sith.
That's the Sith code indeed. Yes. There is only passion, remember. And also, there is peace is a lie. What are these fucking idiots engaging in? Is this peace?
Nope.
No. This is war. This is literal warfare. They're literally, definitionally going down the path of the Sith.
Yes. And apparently they're getting turned on by all the combat that they're experiencing, which is probably a topic that I probably don't want to go too much on because ew.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but let's continue the pain. Quaint but lethal creatures temporarily encouraged by the balm of youthful adoration. Well, hopefully it's not temporary, but otherwise, yes. If you're going to make a move, the time is now.
Engage, path engine, and get us out of here! I don't see why we have to...
Wait a second. So the girl that was freaking out earlier, now when they're about to board, he engages the path engine, and she doesn't see why they should. She was the one freaking out earlier.
Yes.
Did they not know who was supposed to do which line?
Evidently not.
Nice catch. Oof. Had a feeling you all might need a backup plan. And any day now, we could be within the occlusion zone, occupied. But I'll be with the ones I love, my family.
No, I don't see the mother-father child dynamic at all here, so how is this a family? You're not genetically related to these people. Oh, right, I forgot progressives literally redefined the term family to mean friends, because that's a fucking reasonable thing to do.
Also, on the subject, well, we might be potentially occupied by an enemy force, but at least we're with friends.
Yippee! This is like, they could have written a serious, actually interesting comic. Maybe not original, but still interesting. Where, your friends die, your family dies. That would be interesting. Like, it's not necessarily original, as I said, but it's like, still an interesting subject.
Do you think...
They never die.
Here's the thing. Do you think Daniel Jose Older has the mental capacity as a writer to accomplish something like that?
That would require him to understand human beings.
Yes! Ah, man, we were so close. That's alright. I figured they'd run like cowards before we reached them. And I know together we'll make the Nihil wish they never included Iridu in their scummy little corner of the galaxy. Some of us might not survive, But that's a sacrifice that High Republic Jedi are willing to make.
Yeah, actually, I wish it was, but you're not doing that. Well, you will sacrifice civilian populations, however, and innocent people. But they're not people. But we're people because we're family.
So why'd we go through all that if you knew they'd get away? Easy. Psychological warfare. But in the meantime, I'm gonna live every moment of my life to the fullest. What the fuck is with their faces?
Her face is like Taco Bell.
His Farzala's face up top, holy shit. That is a soy face.
Soy face.
That's
nice. Oh, Funko Pops! Funko Pops!
Oh no! All of them are doing soy faces now that I think about it. Even the droid looks like he's doing a soy face.
Squirrel, that like just this face right here, right? Her, it's Taco Bell. I'm not gonna elaborate.
Yeah. No matter what, time once again to clearing the floor with Blue Team. To be
Yay,
continued.
football priorities.
Also, they fucked up this character's eye again.
What the fuck? Why is it like just? Huh? Hold on.
His eye is fucked up. The character to the slightly to the right of him's eye is fucked up. See if there's any more. Maybe. But yeah, this is not a... Yeah, the artwork is... Holy hell, the artwork on this issue.
Yeah, they've slid right into the uncanny valley at places, and other places just straight up lazy. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
I hate the phrase not a good look because that means caring about optics, but... Yeah, this is not a good look. This looks fucking horrendous.
If you're gonna be awful, at least be consistently awful. Don't, try to look good in some places, and then just, I can just leave that there in other places. It's not, no. It's just wrong. Just don't do that. Just never do that. Ever.
Yeah. So, thoughts on this particular comic book issue?
Uninspired. Uninteresting. Just generally incoherent. Lore inconsistencies with just itself and general Star Wars lore, a little sprinkled throughout. Just love it. What can I say? It's fantastic. Greatest thing I've ever read. I mean, fucking George Lucas. Who is he, anyways? I don't know that guy. As you can tell, I was being sarcastic, and this comic is actually dog shit.
Mm-hmm. At least when George Lucas decided to do something shitty, he had a sense of humor about it. Like casting Shia LaBeouf in an Indiana Jones film.
Why not?
So at least people could make fun of that. And I have to wonder if Lucas was actually somewhat in on the joke on that one. This, by contrast, though, is... You can tell that the writers that Daniel Jose Older knows absolutely nothing about. Here's the thing, right? I'm making fun of that last... it's no longer the last Indiana Jones film. I'm making fun of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that are shit in that are not as blatant as this. Even nuking the fucking fridge is not as blatant as this.
You know, for unrelated reasons, he just gave me ideas, but I'm not going to talk about that on stream.
Okay. So yeah, this was terrible. Is it the worst of High Republic or High Republic Adventures? Sadly, no. In fact, we've only been at it for 40-some minutes, or close, just under an hour, which implies that the shit that's wrong with this comic is at least not as bad as most High Republic or High Republic Adventure comics. Because, again, we've only been at this for at most maybe 50 minutes.
To be honest, it's probably not to do with the quality. It's more to do with just the fact that most of it had absolutely nothing to do with an actual story. Like, what actually happened in this series so far? Like, in terms of story progression, what's actually happened?
Well, the very first issue of this current run, I'm talking about the 2023 run specifically, so this current run. Very first issue, we have the biggest fucking plot, one of the worst plot twists in the entirety of High Republic Adventures. Pretty sure, but let me double check, make sure I am correct that it's issue 1 that had that problem. I think it is. Yes, because issue 1 was what established that the romance bit that was happening, or that the whole plot of why Zine led a bayonet charge with civilians to take on a Nihil warlord, it was all just a plot because the Nihil warlord was actually secretly her lover the whole time, and Lula had planned this whole thing out just to mac on her sweetheart.
Morally upstanding people, these.
Yes. Yeah, there's a reason why I have only just... I think I might have one or two... There's a reason why I am still on shorts from that particular issue of this comic book series. As in, I'm still making shorts out of it. In fact, I might just have finished today, maybe the last of the shorts for that, and move on to whatever's next High Republic related. But yeah, that should probably tell you how atrocious it is. Keep in mind, when I read that issue, I think it was sometime in January or something that I read that issue first. And I am still making... and the shorts have only just ended from that issue.
I can see why. I literally, started reading, skimming through the first few pages, and, this song... that it starts off with, it's like Cognito Hazard. It's so infuriatingly millennial. I just want to fucking kill myself. It's so painfully self-indulgent, such painfully self-indulgent slop. I cannot look at it.
The thing is, as bad as it is, the comic itself, right? Most of the problem that exists within that comic happens in the second half. The song's cringe, but most of the actual problems within that issue happen in the second half. When the moment they get to the planet, absolutely, that's when everything really goes to shit.
Yeah, that's the part where they sacrifice human lives for no reason. For no good reason.
I know. So yeah, the heroes of the story. That's how this current run, this phase 3 of High Republic Adventures began. So yeah, more definitely has happened in earlier issues, which is part of the reason why we covered the earlier issues, why it took so long to cover some of the earlier issues. But yeah, this one, not much happened by comparison. A ship showed up, the storm wall expanded slightly, and the ship that came up for psychological warfare immediately ran away.
Yeah, nothing happened. In other words. The plot did not go anywhere. Nothing. No character progression, story progression, or general character deepening happened. Nothing. Nothing happened.
And that still somehow makes it one of the better issues of this particular series. As horrible as everything has been.
Could not disagree with you on that.
So yeah, is there anything else you'd like to talk about with regards to this?
Nope, I just want to leave. I just want to leave these comics behind now, thanks.
I cannot agree more. I am still going to finish off the rest of High Republic just so there is a record of how bad absolutely everything is. Wait, there is one more thing I do need to do. Let's see just how badly, or what. Let's see what the reaction in the comments has been in this. As people... Trash says, is there anything that this OC isn't amazing at? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's a derogatory comment, I'm pretty sure. She's not saying that as a compliment. One doesn't use but just the phrasing and the specific choice of the word OC just tells you that this person does not like this comic. It is pretty clear to me, at least. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Alright. You know what? That's my new headcanon. That's my new headcanon for that comment. Let's see if there's anything... I love some of the comments, though, from issue 1 there. Surprise cliffhanger. Lesbians exist! Thanks, Marvel. You've done it again.
Hold on, it's not Marvel. It's Dark Horse, wasn't it? Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it is Dark Horse. But it is Disney. So.
That it is.
What a way to kick off the new series, man, says another person. Another one says, I was thinking that guy looks like Magneto with a hairdo, and whoa, she has a helmet that fits her hair. Leandra and Logan and Lula, people whose helmet mask fits. You know you're desperate when that is the best you can come up with for a compliment.
Yes, that is just... How does this relate to the character's personality? Not much. How does it relate to the plot? Not at all. How does this relate to character progression? In no way. In other words, it's completely irrelevant. Bringing it up should only be done in the context of, like, aesthetics, and that's not really actually what, like, stories are about. Actually? That's just... that... It's like they are looking at a cake. They've not tasted it. They just look at the surface. And ooh, it's nice. It's like covered in nice cream and like strawberries and blueberries and like jam and all of that. They've not eaten it though, because once they would even cut it open, they'd find that it is made out of actual horse shit.
Another person here says, iDrop says, I'm in love with Zine and Lula's character designs.
Same thing again.
Yeah. Lucas says, what a way to kick off the new series, man. I'm not sure if this dude is actually shitting on it or celebrating it, but another person says, Hero Fan says, I can't take the artwork, man, for real. It's either anime wannabe shit or ugly as sin. I can't deal with it. Page 17, it looks like an army of small children. WTF. Yes. Calm Contradiction says, well, that was quite the start. Pretty good start. Hero Fan is losing his mind. Oh, yeah, and then the next issue after that, after issue 1, started with, I think it was Lula, backstory where she survives entering the fucking atmosphere of a planet by herself. No suit, nothing. She just re-enters the atmosphere, crashes on a beach by herself, and survives with a little bit of amnesia.
I think I've had enough of the cognito hazards for today.
Sarter says, if there wasn't a lightsaber on the cover, you would never know this was a Star Wars book. It's a vanilla pudding of space generic. Existential Equation. Jesus Christ, agendas much? I'm open-minded, but this is just crap. People are starting to shit on it, and then Tits McGee says the last page was really... I think Tits McGee is a massive shitpost.
I hope. I mean, with that name, it's pretty probable, shall we say.
So yeah, is this comic book series worth reading? No. The comments for the comic book series are more entertaining than the actual comic.
Yes.
So do not buy this comic. But just don't. Don't. There's absolutely zero reason to. Disney is so desperate that they have channels just showing the comic book panel by panel, the comic books panel by panel these days. Do not bother buying these comics. I would say don't even bother reading them because of just how garbage they are, but here I am reading them. At least I'm experiencing the pain firsthand for you.
Yeah. And still, like, some people have never watched this before, probably like, oh, you just hate their comics because you just hate Disney or whatever. Remember when we read that Sisters of Battle comic?
Mm-hmm.
I bought that afterwards. I genuinely liked that comic enough to buy it. Yep. So no, we don't just shit on comics because they're made by people we don't like. To be fair, I liked Warhammer 40k a little, as in a lot more, when that comic was, new, but still, I probably wouldn't buy it now, but at least I did buy it because it was good.
Yep. So, yeah, is there anything else for me to add? I don't think there is. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Kalkyl?
Nope, I've got nothing to add. I am just thankful this is over. I love being here with you and the other guys when that happens, but I still hate these comics. They are just bad.
Yes, cannot agree more. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call it. So, yeah, this is Ace. Thank you for being on, Kalkyl.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure, sort of.
And we both hope to see you all again soon. Until then, take care. Ace out.